Okay? Stay off the 343 unless you're an FTL. Alright, there's gonna be 3 instructors inside in an empty room in the air watching. Sorry, like looking down. Try your best not to kill us.
Alright, so guys, Jack and fucking Barb, you're gonna need to click the building beside us and teleport in, okay? Do you know how to teleport in, Barb?
I can figure it out.
Death.
Yeah, no, don't
go
go through the doorway.
to
don't
this
open
position. Go here. We won't open the right gate.
No, see 1-1. Do you see 1-1? Let's see.
Go here because we won't open the
1-1 Charlie on the
right
map?
gate. We only open the left gate.
People?
Drag 1-1 Charlie. Teleport.
Yes.
How many fucking
Alright.
times have you put in here? You crazy
Wait,
bastard.
alright, Jack, go up those
Did I just tap you,
stairs
Seba?
into that doorway and see those 2
What?
there are viewing
Did I
platforms.
tap you?
Barb,
No, I didn't see anything.
click on
Damn it, do you know how to tap
Echo,
people?
drag and let go.
No, it doesn't work
You'll
anyway.
see teleport.
But
or
you
sorry,
won't use it
Leona-
anyway.
you'll see move player.
Yeah.
Move player.
Yeah, move
Red
player.
team on the right side. Red team on the right side.
Yeah, about that, Tazel.
Whoa.
Why
That
doesn't
didn't work to
one
teleport
of
to the
red
inside,
team stay on the other side?
So
'Cause
click-
then
Just so
we're
we've got some
all
cover,
of it
yeah.
covered.
Click on 1-1 Delta again
Okay.
and drag. Or 1-1 Echo rather, 1-1 Echo.
Yeah, and I'm just doing move player.
No, wait for now, wait for now.
Yeah, move player. Click. Can you see 1-1 Charlie, Barb?
Yes.
Click 1-1 Charlie, drag over there instead.
Jeff.
It's wherever you move your mouse to.
Jeff, go on the left side.
Shut the doors as you come through.
I'm behind Death.
Yep.
Um,
That door.
Jeff, you're
How do you supposed to...
Zabit, you're behind Jeff. So,
We'll see.
Jeff, you're taking point on the left side.
Grand teams be aware that you do have instructors in one of the rooms upstairs.
Kneel down. Cobra. So we're doing high-low. Yeah, maybe.
What the deuce?
Why don't we just lie down when they come up the stairs?
Yeah, we'll just lie.
Alright, here we go.
Okay?
I don't really know how we're, but I'm just gonna follow you guys.
Fucking behind the door.
Maybe we fuck up. Maybe we don't.
If they do see us.
At least we learn a bit.
Yeah, it's quite hard.
Who's going in? Which are the teams going separate
First
directions
times
or?
are never the best.
Yeah.
Second fight.
Seahawk, hold on. They fucking...
That's
You
my
guys were great.
Only shoot red things.
red team is just
What the hell just happened? Are they going
You
in?
guys want a flashbang?
Red team is just holding at the entrance
Wait
and
for the
covering, and only blue team will go in.
you have read it. Only shoot red things. Don't kill a hostage.
Roof clear, team go.
We're good still.
What the hell is that?
They're breaching.
No, he just said the roof is clear.
Does that mean we're going in?
Maybe that means we're going in.
It's gonna be the
Okay,
ghost
breach,
side.
breach,
Drop the
breach.
gun.
Breach. I'm ready.
Ground team is breaching.
Wait, what? You forgot the 1, 2, 3. Okay, move.
Go on, go, 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 go!
Go, go,
Get
go!
in there, get in there, get in there, get in there!
Jeff, go in.
Jack, hug the left.
I'm hit.
Remember, you guys are looking
guys.
for 4 hostages. 4 hostages.
Boom down.
Shit.
Don't fucking expose yourself. You're sat in between 2 trucks.
Go to the door.
You're clearing that room on your own. Your buddy isn't behind you.
Friendly's right side.
Ready?
Ready. Breach.
Four hostages located.
Alright, first man set.
Alright, when you breach through this doorway, there's fucking friendlies in here. Oh, there's not friendlies, there's instructors in here.
Breaching left. Alright, it's clear. Breach.
Instructors, instructors!
Osmo, go upstairs.
Where's your buddy? Where's your buddy? Why isn't he behind you?
Ouch. Yeah.
Just that.
Yep.
Saw that coming.
So that's a
Advise
fucking,
PK.
that is a
What's that?
down point.
3 set.
So there's a doorway
Last
here.
one.
There's a
Right,
doorway
breach
here.
us
Why
now.
haven't
Breaching
you cleared the
stairs
whole
left.
room? Move through the whole fucking room.
Muppet, get fucking.
Okay,
Room clear.
buddy teams, fucking stack up. Get ready to go through the door.
One ready.
Speed and fucking aggression.
3,
3 ready.
fucking 4.
Which way is this doorway going to open? It's going to shut off your entire right-hand buddy team in it. So your left-hand buddy
Alright,
team is going
one
to be
set.
the buddy team that goes through.
Okay, get the shot.
2 set.
The 8's opening towards me.
And now you've got 3 guys on one side and 1 guy on the other.
We're blowing the fucking thing down.
Last
Doesn't
one.
matter.
And now you're what the fuck is going on?
Good going.
Didn't fall down, it's nice.
Friendly.
Woman down.
Clear.
Left side clear.
Behind the red car next to the entrance.
Command is
Soon's
third
full of
squad.
friendlies.
Fucking
Message
clear,
over.
bar 1.
Send it.
We have secured the hostages. Over.
Congratulations. The warehouse is clear. All teams reorg. Bottom of the warehouse, grey pickup truck.
Use morphine, I'm using epi.
Gush squad is 1 man down.
Weapons down.
Use your morphine on him. See you outside.
No shooting people.
So whose genius that shot the guy by the truck that's currently underneath
Thanks.
the truck, the red one by the main entry?
Alright, so it looks like we have 1 KIA. And
Who
does
shot
anyone-
me?
KI.
Who died
2
over there?
KIA? Does anybody know?
Multiple wounded.
Alright, so
Two
does anybody know
KIA.
who the KIA by the red and
I am. I got team killed by one guy with the MP5 supposedly, maybe. I don't know, I don't remember. I
okay,
heard something like an MP5.
and the other guy who got KIA, how did he get killed?
He is up in that top room, he got fucking cluster fucked all fuck.
Because of-
Jack
oh.
could probably better explain it.
Yeah,
Salty thing.
yeah. I'll explain that in a second.
How do you die when the fucking targets don't even shoot back?
Because
I don't have
Because
my
people
ricochet.
fucking blue on blue
Fire.
because... Look, T-Hawk, I'll be honest. Breaching from fucking... directly across from another fight, another breach team.
Yes, if we're going to go logic here, then yes, I know we're not going to be breaching, but I needed a way to involve 3 squads, so I did it.
Yeah, I was also shooting at the one squad who breached on the other side, but I managed to shoot at the car when I saw that those are friendlies.
can't hear because of the chopper wash.
I
Tell
didn't-
the idiot to turn his engine off.
I thought we were gonna have
Did you guys know we were breaching from over there?
I was gonna get away from the thing.
Shoot him down. He's going down.
That's not even
Problem
cool.
solved.
Alright guys,
Accomplished.
so
am I hurt?
as I said before, that this was supposed to be more of a fun exercise than anything super serious. If you guys are wondering what happened, fucking from the different perspectives, the squad that was breaching from the west shot an AT4 at the X, moved in and breached in that way. The squad moving from the east opened up one of the gates and went under and moved in that way, and then the squad with the little birds took out the targets on the roof, landed and cleared down across this stairway. To say it looked very, very nice. You guys did a really good job, and you also secured the hostages and didn't kill any of them, which if everyone looks in this room over here, there is actually 2 hostages in it, and
4
or
hostages.
4 rather, and there you can't see it because they've gone under the ground, but right here was a
nice.
single bad guy, and I was
yeah, there he is.
seriously hoping that somebody would just sprint in here shooting and kill all the hostages, but 2 guys breached this room and did some job
Yeah,
at
this
it, didn't kill any
was
hostages.
Des and myself.
What the fuck?
Yeah, nice job.
Oh, the building like
shit,
disappeared for a
yeah,
second.
it's
But
working
it
as well.
was Des' glorious action that he didn't
Uh-oh.
kill a
Hostage.
hostage.
Getting
Gents, okay,
executed.
gents, fucking school circle out of the gate outside. Because there's a clusterfuck inside.
Alright, so there's the very, very small bit now that's left in the course, alright? Is...
T-Hawk, can we do a little fucking debrief on that? I mean, I know it was just a little fucking let's play around thing, but it's important to give feedback. Just
yeah, that's grand. Just wait 1 second. Alright, guys. So the bit I've thought up until now is all CQB. So that the course is pretty much over now. Okay. This next bit I'm going to be doing is is MOUT, so the strategic level. So it's for squad leads and anybody who wants to be a platoon lead. So anybody who wants whoever wants a squad lead in a MET environment or platoon lead in a MET environment, I have some notes that guys might want to hear. If you guys obviously just came here just to learn how to breach in a fire team, well then you guys have done it. So just wondering how many people would be staying around for the squad lead thing?
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll be around.
How long is that going to be roughly?
Okay, so more or less everyone's
I literally have to blast through like it's like 2 paragraphs. It'll be very quick for me. It's just me speaking.
Easy.
Alright, so Jack has a debrief.
Fucking feedback on that from obviously it's armor. I understand that, so it's not fucking going to be great anyway. But from a fucking soldier's point of view, that was fucking terrible. I mean, I know it's a difficult environment and all that. You've breached into a massive fucking room full of trucks, but you shouldn't throw all of your fucking knowledge about using cover and concealment and fucking fire positions and all that shit out of the window just because you're in an urban environment. Okay? As soon as you fucking breached in, whoever the ground team breaching in was, I saw a bunch of your guys just fucking stack up against the wall on the left-hand side, right by those fucking trucks there, and stand in between the trucks. If I was up in that window and I was a live target, I would have fucking ripped a fire team 3/4 of a squad out easily, just because none of you were in cover. You were all just fucking standing about with your dicks in your hands. The team that breached into the upper level, where me and Bob were, you fucking got about halfway through the room. Aside from shooting one of your guys because you didn't cover your arcs, fucking you got about halfway into the room and then just stood there with your dicks in your hands when there was a fucking door on the other side of the room. It took me and Bob saying, "Look at that fucking door. Why aren't you breaching that door?" For you to actually realize, oh shit, there's a door, maybe we should go through it. The key point, as we said to the guys that we were with before, the key point of moving through fucking an urban environment is your speed and aggression. The longer you take, the more likely it is for the guy in the next room to have a fucking rifle pointed at you, to have an LMG pointed at you, to have just set up a fucking booby trap on a doorway. Anything like that is fucking possible in Fibua. So you really need to keep that fucking speed and aggression. As soon as you've cleared a room, you tell your guys, alright, room clear, let's go to the fucking next one. Straight through, straight into the rooms. You want to keep it fluid. You don't want to be stopping and starting and stopping and starting, because that is what causes fucking casualties. Now, as far as engaging the target goes, just to finish on a fucking good note, as far as engaging your targets goes, that was good. All of those targets were down within, I mean, there's about 20 targets in there, just on that ground floor alone, and they were all down within 10-15 seconds, 30 tops, which is great. And you didn't kill any hostages, which is also good.
And a surprise.
But just the main things to take away is don't forget that you do have cover. I mean, the majority of these buildings don't have cover, but don't forget your cover and concealment just because you're in an urban environment.
Yeah, exactly.
And don't let that speed and momentum die.
Yeah. Alright, guys.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Yeah, just one real quick side note, just kind of going on what he was saying. Just make sure you got to maintain momentum. You have to, because the only thing as an assaulter that you have against the defense is speed and aggression, like you said. So like 2-man, that little blue and blue you guys had upstairs, that happened because a 2-man lagged behind. So the 1-man not only had to cover his arc, but he had to turn around and cover the other corner, which there was a bad guy there. The 2-man, you have to stay on the 1-man's ass. Always stay on his ass. Because that 1-man should never had to have turned around and fire shooting the 2-man. That should have never happened, because the 2-man should have already taken care of that a long time ago. So just remember that shit.
Yeah,
your butt buddies. Fucking, you hump each other the whole... Every time you're about to go into a room, man, you're fucking on each other.
The phrase is nuts to butts.
There you go. Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a while.
Alright guys, so for everyone who doesn't care about the whole leadership thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn some live enemies in buildings in the actual Cinder City. So I need the instructors just to work with me here. So I need the instructors to go over to the, what's it called? The vehicle spawning place. Spawn some sort of a transport vehicle that they can spawn people in. I'm going to mark some areas on the map where the enemies are, and then you can bring them in there. Everyone who wants to know the squad lead, platoon lead shit, that'll be done literally 2 minutes, and then you can get in there and join all of them.
I'd love to stay, dude, but I have to get up in 3.5 hours, so...
Yeah, so anybody who has to leave, thanks a lot for coming. You might want to post in the forums, just say what you thought about it, and maybe what we can change or what can go on. As I said, it's the first time we ran it, so well. Actually, most importantly, did you guys enjoy it or?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's good.
Alright, sweet.
Do you want us to act as
great.
OPFOR, or do you want us to form fucking AI?
I was gonna spawn in AI. The first thing I have to do real quick though is I have to right click everybody in this channel and give them the tag for going here. So just don't leave. Let me just get this real quick. Alright, so could instructors just sort out transport?
Myself and Bob can do OPFOR if you want, because I mean we can just teleport straight back. This is going to take us a fraction of a second to do, to set up in a building and be ready to go.
Yeah,
as opposed to having to spawn AI and go all over the place and all that crazy shit.
The only thing I have to say, it was one of the hardest UOTC courses I ever attended.
Yeah. Because you had to remember stuff.
No, because it's everything is so hard because you are in a small room, you don't have the space, and everybody's in the way, and you get stuck and shit and whatever.
Hey, that's a good point, man. Because in real life, the urban environment, it can be debated, but most people agree the urban environment is actually the hardest battlefield to fight in.
Yeah, mostly anyway.
It's, trust me, like whenever I was in Afghanistan last year, I was in the Sangin Valley. It was relatively flat. It was just a series of like wadis and stuff. It was way more one-dimensional for us, way more conventional. It was a lot easier than fighting in an urban environment. So this is definitely some of the hardest you can do. Hardest thing you can do as a grunt.
And maybe also the dangerous.
Yeah, way more dangerous. There's so many cubby holes, and mouse holes, and murder holes, and all sorts of weird shit that you can find in the urban environment. But anyways.
Alright, so, sorry, there's no other fucking UOTC guys, is there?
How's it gonna be coming?
Yes.
No, I just for assigning tags, so I want to get this, this thing out of the way real quick. Alright, so if you're not staying around for the SLPL thing, you might want to run over to the SL trucks or the instructor trucks and we'll get that sorted. Alright, so anyone who's staying, all of this stuff I got from a basically it was a mouse field manual that was written a few years into the whole Afghanistan-Iraq thing as like, I don't know, as more like a review of everything that happened. Sorry, I need to alt-tab back in real quick because I can't hear anybody.
I remember
shit,
Varrox
don't get
also.
No one was talking.
Oh, for a second, okay, so for a second I thought everyone had actually ran away and I was talking to myself. Alright, sorry guys. You guys are very quiet, you're a very good class, nice job. But sorry, as I was saying, so basically they reviewed every single urban warfare fight, like straight from the Mexican-US war all the way up through, had like Stalingrad, had all of them in there. So at your squad lead level, you never want to split your fire teams up. The only time that your fire teams are split up in a sense is when one of them is securing a building, the other is breaching, and even then the elements are quite close, not in a like on the ground sense, but like you're like only 20 meters apart through a building. When you're on a road march, make sure everybody in your squad knows what position in the platoon you are in. If you're at the point, the middle, the rear, that is very important for their own situational awareness. And make sure that you give the fire team leaders the exact arcs that need to know, that need to be covered on movement, so they can delegate down, and that the point man knows to stop on large corners, not just to walk out into the middle of a street. For staggered columns in your own squad, so 2 fire teams that are staggered, make sure the 2 point men are constantly even with each other, so one never overtakes the other. If it's 2 squads on a column or a staggered column, make sure the 2 point men on either squad are beside each other. Always update your position on, or update your team on position of friendlies. you want to try and prevent friendly fires the most. So just always tell them, you're like, okay, we've got a friendly squad moving parallel to us on the other ASR, stuff like that. Mout combat is less initiative than open terrain. So when the PL tells you waypoint 1, waypoint 2, waypoint 3 in Mout, he normally wants you on waypoint 1, waypoint 2, waypoint 3. In big open terrain, you know, a waypoint 1 is normally kind of like a rough 100-meter area where the PL wants you. In Mout, more than not, he wants you fucking there. As I said before, when one team is breaching, make sure you always have a secure team. If you're the support force, so the supporting element, make sure you have fucking rear security up. It's horrible the amount of time we never have rear security up here. If you're assigned as the security element to an entire platoon, make sure everyone in your team knows their goddamn arcs and stops looking inwards. When your squad is dismounted, regardless of the time, or regardless of like if it's planned or not, make sure everyone's dismounted. FDLs are making sure their guys are 360 security. And as an SL, not everyone will know how to do CQB, so it's your job to back brief basically people who don't know what's going on, and it's your job to keep all the techniques simple. So make sure your fire teams know like only to use the button hook, because it's very, very simple. And if you need to use the same side, like just quickly explain that to the guys. That's pretty much everything you need to know as a squad lead. But as a platoon lead, just so you guys understand, intelligence is normally the key part to winning a fucking battle. So never ever be afraid to halt your platoon when you feel like it and push elements forward before blindly moving into like urban terrain. Employ any asset you can, UAVs, recon elements, aviation, just to try and find out what's going on. One of the biggest reviews I found... Sorry, send it.
Are you still tabbed out?
No, I'm tabbed in right now.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Give us a grid of buildings to occupy. Yep, do that in a second.
No, it's just guy thing, not in Arma.
Well, we're good.
No, because half the sniper teams you get in Arma are fucking.
Oh yeah, I
so
wouldn't.
you can't trust
sniper
them to
teams
do
in
that.
Arma, no, they just think it's fucking COD or whatever. Yeah, so one of the most interesting things it found that this basically Mout addendum field manual found was that combined arms was normally the key to winning a goddamn fight. So while Mout is primarily infantry intensive, so it's all CQB action, never overextend your vehicles. So basically, any vehicles with an armament, whatever the word is, are invaluable in a Mout situation, but they're extremely vulnerable. So given this, constantly make sure in your planning phases that your infantry are always ahead of your vehicles in your movement plans. When it comes to dealing with artillery and combined arms, try and mark out TRPs based on your movement plan, your phase lines, so SLs can quickly call a TRP. The less amount of time an SL is calculating and calling a fire mission, the fucking better. CAS, once again, is only really useful when it's directly employed by infantry in specific means in a Mout environment. So, is he still saying something?
I was just gonna add a note to that. You can't really use CAS effectively in dense terrain like fucking Fallujah.
No, yeah. When it's very, very built up, it's going to be very hard to do a strafe and run unless it's along like an MSR.
Yeah, there's a couple of documents that the USMC wrote up about using AC-130s in place of normal CAS, but we don't have that asset.
Yeah. Your best bet is Helos at CAS. Like, Helo in a Mout environment is actually so fucking good. It's brilliant. But anyway,
what about A10?
Your A10 like is hard for built-up environments because you won't be able to get like proper strafing runs. But anyway, so make sure your ingress points are very, very, very concise with your movement plan. And then for mounted units or any elements who are mounted, every single fucking stop, planned or not, you need to make sure that the guys know to get out and fucking do security, 360 on the vehicle. That's very, very, very important. Go ahead. Sorry,
no, I was just gonna say that's a job. If you have a good PSG in a platoon, he will be around eating out any fucking squad leader that hasn't got security up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a squad leader, it's a good thing to beat him to it.
Chewing out rather than eating out.
Yeah, either or. I civilized chewing leaves too much behind.
Finally, yeah, what's up?
We're gonna carry 148 UHFs to speak with you.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so finally it's just the considerations. So first of all, isolation. Never fucking split up your squads, alright? This goes for pretty much everywhere. You always want your squads within mutual support range. Splitting them up within the platoon normally just ends up in suicide because they just get isolated and destroyed. For a platoon leader, ROE is very goddamn important. If civilians are present and you know that, you need to place down very, very specific rules for weapon levels, and more caution to be taken when you're moving into buildings. As in, if the ROE is set to weapons like yellow, so you know that there is enemies and you have to, civilians and you have to check. It means you don't run into a building shooting and throwing grenades. You know, it's just common sense. Logistics and medical is another consideration. CCPs and rearm and reorg points are fucking key to maneuver plans. Make sure that when you're detailing out your what's it called, intent, that you have these positions set up for elements to set back up. Due to the precise nature of mout combat, phase lines may be necessary to coordinate all your supporting units, and LOAs are very, very important when it comes to people moving individually. So try and use either phase lines and LOAs when you're going. Try and always aim for an assault force, a support force, and a security force, and then a concise order of march to represent this. So an assault force would be the team that's physically breaching an objective. The support force are the elements providing covering fire for the assault force, be it from fixed elevated positions or covering roads and junctions. The security force is very important, especially rear security. It's an important and often overlooked factor, so make sure you always have a security element designated to the rear of the element. Designate blocks to clear for your guys, but make sure you tell your squad leads, do they actually need to clear every individual building, or do they just need to clear a block? You know, stuff like that is important to tell. And finally, employment of vehicles and weapons teams need to be that of target isolation. So they aren't doing anything other than isolating the target for the breach team to move in. So they must use man-made terrain features such as high buildings or important crossroads and junctions to control and isolate the target area for the maneuver force to push in and clear. So anyway, that's a very, 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 as I said, basic fucking brief. The platoon leading and squad leading in the mout situation and what to expect. So are there any questions on that at all? Alright, you guys got any questions on anything in the course, CQB, or anything at all?
Will that paragraph be included in the materials?
Yep, I will be putting up the CQB lesson plan later on tonight. Anything else?
Nope, excellent. I got 20 guys I can rely on for my next time trial attempt at night raid.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright guys, thanks a whole lot for fucking coming.
Are you doing this FTX?
Yeah, I was gonna pass it over to you, Jack, now. So.
Well, you're the platoon leader for it.
It's gonna be kind of hard because I need to log off.
You were leading them into it.
Oh no. I've done my fucking 2.5 hours of stuff.
Who's the instructor that's still on your team then?
Static, but I think he's recording.
Static is your leader then.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry guys, thank you very, very, very much for coming.
Cheers, dude.
I'm just going to give everybody the tags that they need for their Morpher course. So just pop onto the forums and give me a shout or send me a PM or catch me. I'm gonna go to my office now, so catch me there if you want to have a chat about anything, courses you might want to do or anything. Alright, so I'll see you guys there. Thanks for coming.
Thanks,
John.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Great course.
Right, gents. T-Hawk's disappearing, but we're running an FTX right now. So if you don't want to disappear, you don't want to disappear. It's basically a FTX final test exercise. Basically, you fucking play around with all the shit you just learned in a Fibber environment. How fun is that?